All right, this is going to be I Know a Little by LYNYRD SKYNYRD. This is going to be Steve Gaines' killer intro. And it's also going to be like the bulk of the song, all the rhythm of the song. And then it's going to be like one of Gary Rossington's solos later on when there's a breakdown kind of thing. It's not going to have the slide solo in the middle that I think was like an open tuning slide solo by Steve Gaines. So let's take a look at this intro. So first we have... So you got a rhythm guitar playing those chords behind this solo guy here, Steve Gaines. So the first riff is 3rd string, hammer 5 to 6, and then it's like a major pentatonic kind of lick. So we got 5 6, 5 7 on the B string, double hit that low 5, and then the rhythm guitar goes B flat power chord to A power chord here, 6 8 8 to 5 7 7, and then we got the riff again, and then it's going to go down here, E flat to D power chords. So that one goes 5 on the B string. So you hit that 5 twice. And then you hammer into those. And you go D, D, D on that top. Back to the big one. Now we're going to go 8 to 7 here, F to E. We're going to go. So starting on the 7th fret. So that was 8 to 7 with the power chords. And about right then, if you were playing this by yourself, not having to do the chords at the same time, you would finish that riff there. Take it down to. But if you're having to do these chords kind of at the same time, that's about as far as you can go. You got to go to that 6 5. And then you're going to have, so that's a reverse rake. We got 12, 10, and 9. And then we'll just go down 1 fret. So we have 11, 9, and 8. We got a 10 and an 8 right there. So let's look at everything so far. So we have 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So after the 1 is when you come in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So we have that pull off 10 8 on the 2nd string to that 9. A couple more of those 10s. So kind of a slide down. So this one is little 5. And we got these double pull off here. So we went back to that 5. 8 7 5. Little 5. Back to that one. That's a little flat 5 riff. Okay, so let's take a look at this again. Now we're gonna have this new riff, starting on that 5 again. So that's a pull off on the 2nd string, pull off on the 3rd string, 8 to 5 both. Little string then. So we got. So we have da 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 dee da dee da dee da da da. And then we got. So deep down, that's the G string, 7 5. Pull off 7 5 in the D. D down, da da da. And now we're gonna have this walking up chromatic riff. So we have 5 on the 2nd string. We have a pull off on the 5 8 on the bottom string. So each time we go up, we go to a new note and we have it do it on a higher fret. So I believe it's like you move up as you go. So each new one is a thing. It could be where you go. Could kind of go either way on that one. I'm not really sure. Kind of makes more sense to jump at one time. So you have the low note and the 2 high notes together. Now we're going to a new one. Once we get to here, we're going to go. So that's a little 12, and then 12 on the second string, bent up and down. Actually, just bent up. To the 10, then 11 on the G, back to that 10. So this riff is a little 12 to the 10, 12, 10. So let's take a look at all that again. Now we're going to slide this 11 on the G string all the way to the 7. Pull off to the 5, go to that lower 5 on the D string. So we got 5 to 7 on the D string. So let's go from. Let's try that. 2, 3, 4. Now we have. So that's going to be that beginning riff. We got 8, 7, 5 on the second string. We got that half step thing. So it goes. So it goes. And then we're gonna go. So we got kind of major pentatonic out of the minor right there. So we take that 7 to 9 on the A string, 7, 9 on the D. That 7 to 9 on the A and back to the D. Back to this 5 on the G. And then we go D da do D. So let's look at all what we have so far. That was the whole intro. Then we got this G. So it's kind of on the upbeat, it's not on the downbeat. So G, G sharp, and A. Now we have this riff. So that's a 4-2-0 double pull off on the G. Same thing on the D. And then we have a 3-4 in the A. Back to our A octave there. So that's the 2 of the G string. And then we hit an A power chord. So we did a little hammer on that 3-4 in the A string after the power chord. Back to the power chord. So. And then that second one stops right there and the verse begins. So we got. And then we have this A kind of honky tonk riff. slide solo. We're not going to do that, but we're going to do after that, we're going to do the. So that's a little solo to get us into the piano solo. So let's take a look at that. The band would have 2 hits on the A chord. And then we got. So that's that BB box, major pentatonic kind of thing. 10 on the second to the 11 on the third. Bending that 12 a couple times. And then we're going to come down here. So that's a hammer into the 7 from the 5 on the D. Back to the 5, and then a chromatic. So we got. And then we're going to have this high riff. So that's bending the 15 down to the 12 pull off. And then 15, 14, 12, 15 on the second. Slight bend here on the 13 to the root note, that A right there. So now the last riff is starting on the 12, 16, 15, 13. And then it's going to have a upwards riff. So that was 14 on the G, and then 12, 13, 14, 15. So that whole thing we got. And as soon as that D hits, we're on that D chord. And that's just another version of the A7 that you got the A with those 2s with a little 3 on the bottom. And see, when it goes to the D, it kind of goes, and it kind of sets up that choppy thing. So it's like. Last verse. Obviously, we have 3 of those turnarounds. We got the and then we're gonna go that riff. Baby, I want your best. So you got to wait right there for him to say something, sing that little thing. Baby, I want your best. And then you hit the riff again, and then you just end with. Okay, so. I Know a Little by LYNYRD SKYNYRD off the Street Survivors album. That was the great Steve Gaines and the other cats. I got to play that song hundreds of times between 1990 and 95 when I was in this band, the Jimmy Van Zant Band. He was a cousin of Ronnie Van Zant from LYNYRD SKYNYRD. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed that. Thanks for watching Damon Wood Guitar Lessons. This will have some tabs to help you out with those riffs as well. We'll see you soon. Thanks a lot.